The silence is deafening, isn't it? That empty space where her admiration used to reside. You feel the cold, quiet truth. She lost respect for you, and you taught her how. This isn't blame. It's a mirror held up to the man you've become. Respect is not given. It's relentlessly earned, then fiercely guarded. You stand at the precipice of a truth that will carve away comfortable lies. This isn't motivation. This is exposure. Tearing down the soft facade, revealing the hollow core. The erosion was silent, a quiet retreat of her esteem, not because she was fickle, but because you offered nothing substantial. You became a ghost. Listen closely. This will hurt. Pain is the hammer that forges new steel. We dissect the 7 brutal reasons she lost respect and why you never saw it, because you were too busy being nice. Reason 1. You abandoned your boundaries. You abandoned your boundaries, not in a clash, but in 1,000 tiny concessions. Each time you said yes when your soul screamed no. Each time you swallowed dissent, ignored insult, allowed intrusion. You thought it was kindness. She saw open territory. A man without boundaries is a man without self, easily trampled, quickly dismissed. Yielding fostered contempt. She saw fear of conflict, inability to stand firm. No sacred ground, no non-negotiables. Signals your values are cheap, yourself malleable. A woman cannot respect a man with no inner fortress. She didn't just walk over your boundaries, she saw you had none. You taught her you weren't to be respected, because you first taught yourself your limits were insignificant. Reason 2. You chose comfort over conviction. The dull ache of apathy, the slow creep of complacency. You chose comfort over conviction, settled into ease, least resistance. Where was the fire, the driving ambition, the pursuit of mastery? It died, suffocated by ease. A man without conviction is a ship without a rudder. He drifts. He reacts. He doesn't steer. You stopped standing for something, stopped striving, stopped challenging yourself, and so ceased to be challenging. She saw a man who abdicated his throne, not through defeat, but surrender to softness. Her respect is tied to your trajectory, your growth. Choosing ease meant you ceased to inspire. You became predictable, inert. No awe in the stagnant pool. No respect for the man who trades his edge for a cushion. She lost it because you stopped trying. You stopped becoming. Reason 3. Your niceness became weakness. Let's cut to the bone of your delusion, your niceness. You see virtue. She saw weakness. True kindness is strength. Your niceness was often a shield, a desperate plea. Fear of conflict, avoidance of confrontation, inability to say no to disrespect. You were nice when you needed to be firm, agreeable when defiant, understanding when unyielding. You became the silent martyr, hoping concessions earned affection. It earned her pity, then quiet disdain. She watched you absorb slights, rationalize unfairness, smile through resentment. If you didn't respect yourself enough to demand better, how could she? Your niceness made you predictable, uninteresting. It was the white flag before the battle began. You didn't finish last because you were nice. You never started running. Reason 4. You stopped demanding respect for yourself. This is where internal erosion truly begins. You stopped demanding respect for yourself, not just from others, but from the man in the mirror. Broken promises to yourself, abandoned goals, neglected body, unaddressed failings. Your inner world became chaotic, undisciplined, complacent. How can a man demand respect from the world when he doesn't first command it from his own being? Every skipped workout, unhealthy meal, indulged procrastination, lie told to yourself, acts of self-disrespect. She saw the consequences. The man who let himself go, spiritually and mentally. Failed to hold yourself to a high standard. You broadcast, you're not worth one. Your self-worth radiates. She lost respect because you permitted yourself to become a lesser version. You didn't earn her respect because you first stopped earning your own. Reason 5. You became agreeable to a fault. The 5th, brutal truth. You became agreeable to a fault. The echo chamber, the consensus seeker, the man who always nodded, compromised, deferred. You lost your unique perspective, strong opinions, cutting insight, the least offensive, least challenging presence. A man's identity is forged in convictions, willingness to stand apart, articulate his truth. Consistently morphing opinions signals lack of internal compass, fear of dissent. You cease to be a formidable, interesting force, predictable, a shadow. She didn't want a yes man. She wanted a man with his own mind, purpose, internal gravity, a challenge, a debate. When you lost your edge, your distinctiveness, you became background noise. Her respect faded. You became so agreeable, you disappeared. Reason 6. You feared confronting ugly truths. Now, we dig deeper. The 6th reason. You feared confronting ugly truths within yourself and externally. You built denial walls, rationalized weaknesses, avoided painful conversations. This fear manifests as evasiveness, deflecting responsibility, blaming external factors. When problems arose, you sought comfortable excuses over painful solutions. Confronted with shortcomings, you recoiled, preferring illusion to harsh reality. She saw this. Your unwillingness to truly look at yourself, your intellectual cowardice, emotional evasion. A man who cannot face his own darkness won't command genuine respect. Mastery begins with honest self-assessment, however brutal. You feared truth's blade, allowed rot to fester. She lost respect because you refused to acknowledge or address your flaws. Your fear of reality diminished you. Reason 7. You lost your edge, the masculine drive for mastery. Finally, the deepest cut. You lost your edge. Not just sharp opinions, but your fundamental masculine drive for mastery, impact, purpose beyond existence. The erosion of ambition, discipline, relentless pursuit. You became soft, complacent, ceased to be a force moving forward. Masculine respect is tied to trajectory, competence, capability, willingness to push limits. When you stopped learning, building, striving, you receded. The world thrives on momentum. A man without it becomes a static, fading image. Perhaps you stopped taking risks, challenging yourself physically, intellectually, professionally. Let go of projects, routines, commitment to becoming your best. This isn't just career success. It's the internal engine that drives a man to do and become. She didn't need perfection, but she needed you progressing. The hunger, discipline, quiet rage to conquer potential. When that drive dimmed, settling for good enough, you signaled your personal conquest was over. A man without a mountain to climb or a battle to wage slowly loses vitality, spark, masculine allure. She lost respect because you stopped building and became a man simply maintaining. You lost your edge and dulled her admiration. The truth hurts. It's meant to. This isn't blame, it's accountability. Every reason she lost respect stemmed from your choices, weaknesses, quiet surrender to comfort and fear. You taught her how to treat you, signaled diminishing worth through your actions. She reacted to the vacuum you created, the erosion you permitted, to the man you became when you stopped demanding more from yourself. This is your wake-up call. The pain you feel is not punishment. It is a catalyst, the necessary fire. You have the choice: continue in denial or use this brutal truth as bedrock to rebuild. Reclaim your boundaries, find your convictions, replace niceness with courage. Demand respect from yourself first. Embrace ugly truths. Reignite your masculine drive. The path back isn't easy. It's lonely. It's disciplined. But it leads to strength, purpose, unwavering self-respect. Only then can you earn it from anyone else. The quiet order begins within. Stop pretending you don't know. The work starts now.